What's up, everybody? This is Rob Shack. So today we're doing the next video in my Gran Turismo 3 Like the Wind series. I decided to use the F687S today. This car is very difficult to control. I was not expecting that. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Help me get to 1,000 subs. We're hoping to get there by the end of the year, and we're doing good. So I hope we do that. But thank y'all so much for the support. I've been getting back into doing some more Like the Wind races. I hadn't done these in a while. It's just a good time, honestly. So I was able to get the Viper to do a wall glitch here, and it makes the race a little bit more interesting because my car is basically just as good as the Skyline GTR V-Spec in terms of top speed, way better in acceleration, but this Formula 1 car cannot stay straight even when its tires are good, so I'll try to show some of that, but it's very hard to control this car, it really is. But yeah, we have a good time. Thank you all again for watching. These are so much fun to make. It's fun to make Gran Turismo 3 videos, as well as all the other things on my channel. If you're new, I do, 4, 6 of Gran Turismos. And then, Halo, Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors, Overwatch. I used to play Call of Duty some, but not really anymore. But yeah, no, it's just a good time. So thank you all for checking out the channel. And be sure to subscribe, because YouTube doesn't really promote videos that have under 1,000 subs, which is weird. So that's what we're hoping for. But yeah, so I get behind the Viper here, push him along a long way because I was wanting to see how fast this car could go. It also needed its oil changed. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. So the oil needed to be changed, but I got the wall glitch to work quickly. So then I was like, well, I guess I'll just kind of watch this race all the way through. So this car can actually go faster than this. It's not only a 227 top speed car, which you'll see later. It can only go 227 when it needs an oil change, which is honestly pretty good. So I push the Viper into the wall here. He proceeds to slide all the way down the road, and I think somebody hits him and ruins this, but it still gives the race a lot more interesting stuff. Yes, he had more about 227, but then I can go 228 if I'm not, smashing a Viper into a wall somewhere. So he's getting really slow now, very close to other cars. I think somebody eventually hits him because I don't feel like in the past I've gotten him to... He's usually stayed on the wall a lot longer than this till his tire gets red, so somebody must have hit him. It's frustrating when they do because it's like you wish they would just see that, like, oh, he's going 30 miles an hour and he's the biggest threat. Maybe we should try to leave him there because then we can actually beat this guy. My hope one day is to get the Viper to lose to like the Zonda, but I feel like that's just impossible because everybody hits the Viper when he gets caught. Maybe if the Viper gets stuck on a wall. Actually, I think I have had him lose, because I think one time I did get the Viper stuck in the pit where he couldn't move. So I think I have done that before, so never mind. But, yeah, literally the Esprit just hits him and ruins everything. He was in the wall so long because he didn't even have to pit after this race. Like, after this lap, he still goes another lap. So, great job, Esprit. You ruined everything. So, good job. And then the Viper beats everybody else but me. So my goal is to always have the Viper not... If he's alone, I want the Viper to get as far back from second as possible. And if the Viper and the GT1 are in the same race, I want the Viper to beat the GT1. So I have either a high respect or high disdain for the Viper in this race. Yeah, the Esprit kind of ruined that race for everybody. But it's fine. It's fine. So I get pretty far ahead of him, and I don't pit very much in this race. I only pit once, even though my tires get worn. You never know with a car like this. I could tell that this car was very, very difficult to control. Just trying to keep it sort of straight and sort of curving on the wide banking corners. I tried so hard just to keep it straight, but if you just tap to the left, it turns so far. It just became very difficult. It very much overcorrects its steering, and I think it's because it's an 80s Formula 1 car, and that's probably why that's that way. But, yeah, it's pretty funny, honestly, because there's a few moments, and I'll try to get them on tape here in the recording, where I basically was trying to steer it, and it just slides into a wall, and then I think I actually spun out once somewhere in this race, so I'll try to show that, but, yeah, just trying to keep it straight, and now I'm way out wide here, just trying to stay sort of straight to see how fast the car can go. Very difficult to do with this thing. But, sounds good. It's a fun car. And then the Skyline is just, right there with me. So that's kind of nice, too. but it takes the Viper a very, very, very long time to get ahead of everybody. So that's kind of great. Which was, again, that's kind of the hope. If the Viper is in the race with me, I want him to get screwed over a little bit and then eventually probably come back and win, because it's just, I can't sit by him and make him lose. If I do something to mess him up, basically the AI have to comply with me on that. If they don't, then he ends up in second, which is exactly what happened in this race. Like, definitely had a chance for him to get really far behind because I got him caught on the wall before his pit lane. Like, if you get him caught on the wall in the back straight, he just comes out of the wall and then goes right into the pit because he's not going fast enough. But, like, okay, there he goes. He just passed the Supra. So, I think he's about to pit himself, though, and then that keeps the challenge going a little bit longer. But, yeah, the ideal situation is that you get the Viper caught on the front straight so that he gets back up to full speed by the time he gets to the pit. Because when he stays on that, when he wall grinds like that, his back two tires get really worn. So his brakes kind of get shot, which is pretty funny because then he ends up missing the pit. Even if he's not starting in fifth, sometimes he can miss the pit because his back tires are dark red and his front tires are still like green or whatever. In this situation, that didn't happen because he was not on the wall long enough. So its tires kind of look a little bit more average. But yeah, it's just funny how the way that the AI works in this game mode. I mean, this race is so simple, yet because the cars have such drastic top speeds, it ends up being a lot more interesting than the GT4 version, where everybody is a Group C car, essentially. It's just a lot more boring, because then they're all just a clump, and then they all go and pit together. It's not very fun, not very exciting. In this race, you kind of get all these weird, like, you have certain cars that pit all the time, certain cars that don't. It just becomes way more interesting. So that's kind of why I like the Win race in GT3, and why I've done so many videos on it, because it is pretty iconic. It's a very, they've always had a race on the test course like race in this game, but I feel like this version's the best because it has long enough time to like get interesting. Because in GT1, you just have that, the interesting thing was that the Skyline didn't have a good top speed, and the GTO in that game, and the Supra, and everybody passes him. That's like the only interesting thing about that race. In GT2, you have that drag race car on the test course race, which is kind of cool. And in this game, you have like the weird drastic pitting situation, and cars just getting lapped, and the faster cars just slamming into the back of people who are way slower than them. That always is interesting to me. So Viper is re-catching up to the Supra again. It takes him a while again. So eventually I'll just kind of watch him because he's the one that has interesting things happen to him, because I basically never see another car. I just lap people and then that's it. So Viper's coming up on the Supra now. I just think it's so funny how they just like ghost drive. They just have the track where they go, I'm just going to drive this one way and that's it. And then they do that and that's it. So very funny to me. But yeah, so I don't think I'll talk too much more. But yeah, it's just a good race. Skyline does well, holds him off for a very, very, very long time. Because the Skyline and the Viper essentially pit at around, they are normally are supposed to pit around the same time, but the Viper is slower than the GTR on like every occasion if there's a pit or if they hit a car. So when the Viper laps like a Zonda, slams into the back of him on the corner like he's about to here, when they go around them, the Skyline always accelerates faster, because obviously everybody accelerates, pretty much everybody else accelerates faster than the Viper in this game, so on this course at least. So it's good stuff. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. I think that's enough for me, out of me. But thank y'all again for the support. It's just a lot of fun to make these videos. So I hope y'all enjoy it. Enjoy watching the Viper slowly crawl his way back up in this race, because it takes him a very, very long time. Or just skip ahead if you're not interested. But yeah, y'all are great. Enjoy. Peace.